Welcome to Manifest Podcast. We are in a 12-week series where we are taking metaphysical principles and applying it to the world of abundance. Abundance meaning prosperity. For you, it could mean money, but it also really is about creating the life that you want, the life that you were entitled to in this one opportunity we have. And so using metaphysical principles can really help gain power and clarity as to how does manifesting work? How do we really create the life we want? Today, we're going to be exploring the metaphysical principle called the mirror principle. And I have a great analogy for it. So in what the intention here today is that you can apply it to your life. You can see what in the past, why things didn't work or did work. You can really get clarity on where do I need to focus my attention to be able to make things happen with velocity. And the mirror principle can be a really great tool, like a new access to seeing things in a certain way. So let's begin. So the mirror principle starts off with the concept that what's going on inside of us is a reflects out into our environment. So what we are seeing and experiencing can reflect outside of us. So there is no separation between us and out there. We're all interconnected. As we work on the metaphysical life, we can see that we are more than just a physical body. We are more than just walking around on this earth. There's way more out there than what meets the eye, so to speak. We have thoughts and we have feelings that are absolutely these powerful energies that we can use in our favor to help accelerate what it is we're intending, what we're creating. So emotions and thoughts, where are those stored? It's really our internal environment, right? It's our own sacred relationship with ourselves. What are emotions? They're our guidance system into interpreting life. Is it what's happening with me right now? Does this feel good? Does it not feel good? It's our regulator. It's our way to be able to communicate with, hey, I like this, I don't like this. When we can be in alignment with our emotions, if we can accept that our emotions are there to guide us, we can embrace this relationship, this communication tool to really allow us to be part of this bigger experience. Our thoughts absolutely are part of this journey. So what thoughts come up? What triggers do you have? When you have an experience, of all the experiences, why did you have the thought that you had? Why did you have the sensations that you had? Why did you have the emotions that you had? These are all tools that can help us guide us into where we're at in each and every moment. It can get overwhelming with all the responses that we can be tuned into. But here's where it all begins. It starts inside of us. It starts with our intention. Where are we headed? What do you even want to create? We have to get that on the table first. We have to know what it is we're wanting to create. It's like my analogy of being in a car. If I, as the driver, have no idea where I'm going and actually have no purpose, I really am aimlessly driving. It might look like I'm going somewhere, but where does it end? Like, how do you actually say the journey's over? If you're not plugging in an intention and where I'm headed, it's a different experience. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with getting in a car and wandering and sauntering. There's another when we want to manifest with intention. So it starts with our own internal creation. As we get clear on what we want, we write it down, we get it to a point where we know this is what I want to experience and why I want to experience it. So as we metaphorically get in the car and plug in our destination, we're going to fill that gas tank with all the reasons why. Why do I want to have that experience? What's this experience going to provide for me and open up for me? There's a reason why you chose that experience for you in your life, because there's a connection there. The more we can fill our gas tank with all the reasons why, all the emotions, all of the clarity of what it is and why, the longer we're going to be able to get that car pushing to go there. We're not going to be able to metaphorically run out of gas. And if we're getting low and we're starting to slow down, it just means we got to connect back to our why, put more gas in the fuel tank so that we can be accelerating again. When we talk about the metaphysical principle of the mirror principle, what we are talking about is that our inner world and outer world are a mirror. It's a reflection. And so as I start driving on my journey to my destination, I wake up in the morning, I get in the car, metaphorically, and I plug in my destination each morning to say, this is where I'm headed. This is what I'm up to. As we start to drive, meaning take action in our day, we want to be looking out for the messages, the places that feel and pull us to go in certain directions. Like a puzzle, we are detectives and we are being guided. So we want to be open to having the universe show us the way. As we start to experience the connection and the synchronicities that show up, the messages that show up, how we know they're messages is because we get a response inside of us. This is the mirror principle. As we see it outside, we are reflected inside. So we want to be tuning in, tapping in into being able to see where is the universe heading us and being guided. An example of this is getting a phone call out of the blue, and someone had said, I'd heard what you were saying and I had to call you. I had to tell you that I just feel like you need to call this person. That was a perfect example of out of the blue, a call for me to take action, to reach out, almost like to get my next clue. As we start to listen, lean in, and take action into these areas, magic starts to show up. Now, one thing that's really important about the mirror principle is that it takes time in the world of manifesting. I shared it in other podcasts that we have a delay in manifesting, and for good reason. So imagine in the movie The Secret, they share a really great example of if we didn't have a time buffer in the world of manifesting, it would be chaos. And the one example they show in the movie is that someone gets a postcard, I believe, and it's of an elephant on the postcard. So their brain saw the picture, thought elephant. Now, if there was no delay, because we had a thought elephant should appear in our living room. So no, that wouldn't work, having instant thoughts and instant reality. It's just not workable. So with time delay, how we can utilize the time delay is to be able to get very clear on what it is we want to manifest. So if I see a postcard of an elephant and it gives me a sensation that is enjoyable, my question is, what is it about the postcard that's making it enjoyable? It's certainly not the idea of an elephant in my living room. That's not what's on my mind. But perhaps it's a safari. Perhaps it is wanting to go to the zoo. Perhaps it's a fond memory of a past experience with an elephant. So as we analyze the thought and why the thought lit us up, we get to see that the universe is giving us time to be able to decipher, like, what do you really want? Example, if I looked at the picture of an elephant and it made me have a fond memory of my past, there's no intention of an elephant in my future. It's a fond memory, complete. If I look at it and went, oh my gosh, there it is again. It's my safari. It's on my bucket list. This is the thing. See the charge, the excitement, this is a sign. I now can create another connection, another boost of the thought and emotion experience that says safari. So if safari is very high on my list and I am so intentional about it, I might look at this postcard a little closer as a clue and say, well, what is it about this postcard? Maybe there's a phone number. Maybe it's a discount for an airline. We don't know. But that's a perfect example of how the universe is showing us experiences. Now, as I talk about a delay, we can see that this delay gives us time to get clear and to be able to be very, very focused on the experiences that we want to have. So if you look around your place right now, or you're driving, listening, just take a moment. Like, everything that we experience around us was a product of an intention prior. So really, what we're looking at around us is our past. All the things, the bank accounts that you have is all the product of what you've created in the past. Good, bad, whatever you're going to add meaning to, it's not about the getting stuck or hooked, or it's not meant to be disempowering. It's actually meant to be very empowering. What that means is that in this moment, as you're listening to this, you get to create again. And now in this new moment, you get to create again. So we are constantly in a creation space. There's no, because I had that happen to me before, I'm not able to have this now. Nope. Clean slate every moment. If we feel like there's something in our way, that's just saying there's a barrier that we've added. And if we've added, we have the power to release it. Our belief system, the episode where we talk about belief system, is so incredibly powerful, because that's where we get tripped up. We get on this roll, we're all excited, we got momentum, and then something happens. And usually when something happens, it means we had a negative thought somewhere from our past that came creeping in and it derailed. So guess what? Take it off and put it in the past. And now we're back to clean slate again. So the mirror principle is a powerful tool to be able to see that as we are experiencing moment by moment by moment, it's reflecting out moment by moment by moment. And as we tune in moment by moment, we are in a dance, a beautiful experience in a dance. How we can create this with velocity is really creating almost like a sacred routine where we can take on life newly. So what does that look like? We need time to be able to, we need time and space for ourselves to get connected to inside of us. We are so easily able to get distracted by life. I call it noise sometimes. Life is so much noise, and it's like, it's intense. And then our devices and social media and people and energies and influences and relationships. And it's just like, whoo. So carving out you time. Can you take 5 minutes in the morning to just, first of all, be still? That can look so many ways. On the junction.today website, and on YouTube, I have lots of 5-minute meditations, because 5 minutes is really all it takes to just shift into a parasympathetic nervous system space to be able to calm ourselves and be open. So 5 minutes, dedicate 5 minutes to be able to just get that space for yourself. Then what I request is another 5 minutes on top of it, because now that you are open and calmer, we are in a very nice space to be able to start to really get clear on what it is we're intending. This is the place where we are sitting down and plugging in the navigation system. So if you have a vision board, if you want to write for 5 minutes what it is you're intending, if you have your bucket list, you can stare at it and just remember why, what am I creating and why? Filling your life for 5 minutes in all the places that you're intending to go, all the feelings that you want to experience, all the things that you would like to create in your life, like the life that you are just like hungry for. Give yourself 5 minutes every morning to just connect to that. And then watch the magic happen. One of the most beautiful things is I have this 6-week course called Metaphysics, and it's everyday accountability. Giving yourself a 5-minute, you check off, yes, I've done my 5 minutes of meditation. Yes, I've done my 5 minutes of visualization. It's a structure for 6 weeks where you can actually just be in the world of it. I'll put a link into the comments or in the description below about it if you're interested, but it's just it's a place because we need to get back to us. We need to make ourselves number one. And in this world of noise, we need a space to be able to connect back to who we really are. We need to create our power and our co-creative vibe with our higher self in the universe. Because then if and when we get those moments where we're feeling lower or like some mindset creeps in and it's taking us away, we can drift away. And having a space to be able to go back and say, I'm reminded. It's tough. We're humans and we get caught up. So yeah, so it's just, can we connect to ourselves first and foremost, and then from there we then allow ourselves to emerge into the world where we can be with everything and everyone. Coming from the mindset of the mirror principle, it's almost like putting glasses on that says, okay, I'm ready to view life in a way where what I need to do and be is revealed to me, and allowing that to work on us. And so we're responsible for connecting to our vision and connecting to some sort of our higher self or power, whether you feel that power as a bigger force, or if you just feel that inner strength inside of you, getting connected to that will start to cultivate the trust and the co-creation that what's absolutely available every time. So that is our topic today. I hope you have an incredible week where you start to see magic and miracles really starting to emerge. Community, people, like-minded people will start to show up around you because it's strength in numbers. And there's so many of us out there. We as a collective are here to raise the vibration and really have us all see this beautiful, abundant world that is absolutely available to all of us. So with that, have an amazing week, and I'll see you here next week. Thanks.